Well, the virus has now killed more than 100 people in China, and new cases have been confirmed around the world.
So you don't want to frighten the American public.
France and South Korea have also got evacuation plans.
But you need to prepare for and assume
strongly warning Americans to avoid all non-essential travel to China.
That this is going to be a real serious problem.
France, Australia, Canada, the US, Singapore, Cambodia, Vietnam, the list goes on.
Health officials are investigating more than 100 possible cases in the US.
Germany, a man has contracted the virus.
The epidemic is a demon, and we cannot let this demon hide.
Japan, where a bus driver contracted the virus.
Coronavirus has killed more than 100 people there and infected more than 4,500.
We have to prepare for the worst, always, because if you don't and the worst happens.
War Room Pandemic. Here's your host, Stephen K. Bannon.
Listen, this is tough but doable. Number one, early in the evening, we're going to know Ohio, right, which Biden had a chance to shut the president down and failed to do that. President got a second life in the last 3.5 weeks since the hard drive from hell came out, and Biden basically put a lid. He didn't want to address it. He went underground. That 10 days was key. The president got momentum. He's driving now to a surge. In Florida, we already see that President Trump get a historic amount of the Hispanic vote. We also are starting to see, I think, African-American vote really start to support the president, and numbers are going to be far higher than we had in 2016. So I think Ohio and Florida become the foundational elements early in the evening. Then you hold Arizona, Georgia, North Carolina. Trump supporters have to understand you've got to get out today because those three states are going to be tough, but President Trump will hold them. I don't believe today they're going to be big margins, but he will hold them. And then that leaves really Pennsylvania to make the final strike for victory. In Northeast Pennsylvania and Western Pennsylvania are going to be key. Northeast Pennsylvania, Scranton. It's the reason Joe Biden was selected by the Democratic Party. President Trump is beloved up there. Wilkes-Barre and Scranton, I think, will be the centerpiece of this. And I believe President Trump will win Pennsylvania. I also think he'll win heavily Catholic Wisconsin. My number's 289.
Boy, you get this on War Room every day. If you just watch Maria Bartiromo, you got to get it in like 90-second segments. Not bad for 90 seconds. It's game day, folks. Today is the wake up. The first Tuesday in November. 3 November, year of our Lord 2020. Mark it down in your diary. It's a day of history, the inflection point of the American Republic. We're live from Capitol Hill. You're in the War Room now with our podcast with over 17 million. I'm so blurred. There's so much action going on. I even forget what episode. Somebody will tell me later. John Fredericks Radio Network, Real America's Voice, Dish Channel 219, Comcast Channel 113, Howard Diamond, Rob Sig and the team out in Colorado doing an amazing job. John Solomon now part of that. Also got Chris Ruddy and Newsmax TV, G News, G Media. I did a G News, G Media hour last night with Luda and the team from the W Hotel. Wow. They got a whole studio. Tonight we'll be set up with those guys and others. John Fredericks with a massive global broadcast from a roof overlooking the nation's capital. The absolutely most stunning view available. John Fredericks Radio Network will be up there. The War Room will be up there. G News, GTV. We've got others. We've got people coming from all over the world are going to be part of this broadcast, from Asia, from Europe, and from the good old United States of America. We got so much to get through the day. We got Richard Barris. We got Bill McGinley. We got General McInerney again talking about Hammer. But I want to start with a very unique individual, the Oracle of the Deplorables. This is the only guy that showed up in 16 for our Radio Row. It's John Fredericks. He's got a feel on the pulse of what's happening. John, in Georgia, in North Carolina, in Virginia, what is happening? Are the deplorables representing today? Are they taking the weight off the shoulders of Donald J. Trump and putting that weight on their shoulders?
Steve, it's game day. Red wave is coming. It has arrived. Up the coast, every red precinct that we have been tracking, we've got record turnout of Trump voters, of deplorables. Look, the Trump campaign ran out of money for ads, but here's what they did. They put nearly $1 billion, Steve, in this ground game, and it is showing up today marvelously, and the Democrats can't match it. We've got over 2.6 million trained volunteers. We've made over 185 million voter contacts. We've knocked on 900,000 doors. I mean, this is just in Virginia alone. This is unprecedented. And the deplorables are turning out. Game day is exceeding expectations. We're going to have a huge red wave. And the Democrats are in a meltdown panic right now because, Steve, they have nothing to counter it with. They have no people. They can't get them out. There's no ground game. Our people are turning out in massive numbers in Florida, in North Carolina, in Georgia, and in Virginia. We actually have a chance to win Virginia tonight or make it very, very competitive based on what we've seen in the first 3 hours of voting.
This is why back in June, I told people when these donors came, I didn't know that you need to go to the campaign. What you need is Bill Stepien. Bill Stepien ran ground operations for us in 2016. He's the best. You're absolutely correct. What the Trump campaign did is focused on getting deplorables out, deplorables plus. And what they've done is with the RNC, they've done a tremendous job of signing people up, of registering to vote, and also of now focusing the door knocks. Every group I've talked to on the plot to steal the 2020 election, each one has started off, John, by saying how many doors they're knocking on. The traumatized Democratic Party by the mass hysteria of the media wants to stay at home and vote by mail. And here's what happened. They cannibalized. All their early votes are high propensity voters. Today on the Democratic Party, with no physical operation, not having put any money into it, like Ralph Reed said, they're trying to fly a 727 by building it. They've got to go get low propensity and sporadic voters and college students to show up today. While on game day, the deplorables are representing. Mike Roman is also, I talked to Mike Roman a little while ago. I have more reports on him. Everybody on get on Mike Roman's Twitter feed. He's the head of operations for the legal side and the poll watchers and election officials. He's saying that Democrats are seeing Trump poll watchers in districts they've never seen before. That's full meltdown. Mike Roman from Detroit to Philadelphia to Minneapolis, they got the hairy eyeball on exactly what's going on in these districts, and they're not going to let any nonsense, no games. President Trump saying no games. John Frederick, walk us through, give us some granularity. Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, Virginia. These are all critical states. We're going to make Virginia, the Commonwealth, critical tonight. What are you seeing? What are you seeing on the ground? What are you seeing as far as this turnout goes? What districts are we talking about, and how big do you think it's going to be?
Red wave forming. If you go to Florida right now, the Trump early voters, they've exceeded all expectations. But now you go to game day. Right now we're predicting that Trump is going to carry, get this, Dade County. Trump is going to carry South Florida based on the turnout that we're getting there at 7 a.m. People are in these lines, Steve, in rural areas where there's normally 20 or 30 people. There's 150. They've turned them into tailgate parties. They're dancing. They're singing. The enthusiasm is off the charts. You go up the coast to North Carolina. Let me just give you an example, right? Long lines in some of Trump's key precincts, Fayetteville, et cetera. In some of the biggest Republican areas, they've got 5 and 6x the number of voters there they normally have. In the blue areas in Charlotte, it's the exact opposite. Like in Richmond, nobody's there. You can get in and out in a minute and a half. Right now, in North Carolina, Republicans had their best early vote, Steve and Raheem, in North Carolina and Jack ever. Effectively, Trump is even with Biden in early voting. That was in no math that the Biden campaign ever had. So with the game day turnout, all we have to do to win North Carolina is overcome the deficit we have in mail-in and absentee ballots. We're going to easily do that. Trump is going to win Florida. They're going to call it by 10:30 p.m. He's going to win North Carolina. Then Ohio is going to fall. Pennsylvania, the reports that we're getting there out of the rural areas is lines are an hour to an hour and a half long, where normally they're 15 minutes. We went to one one Democratic precinct in Newport News, Virginia, where during the Obama two elections at 7 a.m., the lines were around the door. Today, a voter got in and out in a minute and a half. There's nobody there. They cannibalized their votes. But, Steve, what you pointed out, is spot on. It's like you're fighting a battle and you can't have any counterattack. The Democrats don't have any people on the ground, so there's nothing.
We just lost John Fredericks for a second on the John Fredericks Radio Network, the Oracle of the Deplorables. He'll come back to us in a second, but he's actually hit it. This is what happened. They traumatized their apparatus, and they decided, and the unions fell into this. They did not build a physical ground game. Ladies and gentlemen, as I've gone around the last 2 months and talked about the plot to steal 2020, Raheem and I have this roadshow. The thing that stunned me was the physical. John, are you back with us?
I'm back, yes.
I want to talk about the Democrats in not actually having a physical apparatus to go door to door and to get people out. This is how you get low propensity voters out. They failed to do that, did they not, sir?
Well, look, they didn't. The Democrats, not only did they, Steve, cannibalize their own voters, but they put no ground game together because it was counter to their COVID-19 scare everybody narrative. So they couldn't get a ground game. They couldn't get any people. They couldn't get the volunteers. They can't knock on doors. They can't have the 2.6 million trained volunteers that we have that are going out every day, that are accustomed to going out, because that would fly in the face of their narrative, which is wear a mask, stay home, stay safe, don't go out, people will die. So now what do they say? I knew they were done on Saturday when Barack Obama came to Flint, Michigan. No drama Obama. And he's waving his arms and he's flailing around, banging his fists, telling African-American voters to get out and vote on Election Day. Well, wait a minute. You spent 6 months saying they shouldn't vote on Election Day. They might die. They have to mail it in. Now, all of a sudden, you want them to vote on Election Day. Why? Because their numbers in Michigan tanked. Trump is going to win Michigan.
The biggest stunning thing you've said, John Frederick, is that Miami-Dade, even to have a conversation, Jack Maxey, resident of Florida, even to have a conversation on Election Day, that Miami-Dade is within striking distance of a Republican victory. I shouldn't say Republican victory. A Trump victory is stunning. The Hispanic vote has collapsed for the Democrats. The African-American vote is collapsing, right? And the reason is Donald Trump speaks the language of economic nationalism, and they get it. He's going to get support from the Hispanic community with they're going to hang a 4 in front of this, okay? African-American, I think, is going to be 14 or 15%, plus the turnout's going to be low. So because they don't believe the neoliberal neocon line of the globalist anymore. John Fredericks, I know you're heading up here for your global launch tonight of the John Fredericks Radio Global Election Special, which I'll be part of. You'll be on our show on War Room, G News, GTV. We got influencers from all over the world. We got the greatest location in all of Washington to show this right in front of the nation's capital. John, give us your summary. Where do you think we stand as you leave here at 10 o'clock to head up to the nation's capital?
Look, I was very confident when I went to bed last night. What I've seen for 4 hours on the radio today, the intel that I've gotten, Steve, we're going to win. We're going to win again. And let me also make a prediction. We're going to be at the nation's capital tonight, you and I. It's going to be midnight. They will have not called Virginia. The deplorables in Virginia are coming out in numbers like I have never seen on game day. Was part of the strategy. Steve, I'm telling you, it is going to be a phenomenal day. Virginia is going to be razor thin. We actually have a shot to shock that world tonight.
John Fredericks on the John Fredericks Radio Network. John, we'll see you tonight. You're an American patriot. You're the oracle of the deplorables. You've got the feel and the pulse. And now that Lao Beijing listens to you in China, that you've become a global media figure. Look forward to seeing you tonight, sir.
Thanks for having me, Steve.
John Fredericks will be part of this. We'll be part of his show tonight. It's going to be amazing. You got to tune in. We'll figure out how you're going to watch us here in a minute. I'll be able to announce it. Let's get some out music up here. Crank it up. It is game day. It is the wake up. Okay? Jack Maxey, Raheem Kassam, we're going to go around the nation and talk to you about what is happening on the most important election in the history of the American Republic. Back in a moment on War Room Pandemic.
America's favorite easy on, easy off energy compression socks just got better. Introducing CopperFit Energy Plus, the world's first graduated compression socks with a rich blend of ingredients found in the top moisturizing lotions and creams. These micro-encapsulated ingredients are infused into the compression fabric and are gradually released and absorbed by your movement. Motion-activated technology designed to hydrate and soften for all-day comfort. The more you move, the more CopperFit Energy Socks delivers.
I'm not thinking about that I have compression socks on. That simple fact that they feel better with them on than with them off makes me love these socks.
Our most advanced copper-infused compression fabric, made in FDA-approved manufacturing facilities, woven into our Easy On, Easy Off graduated compression sock to help reduce swelling and discomfort from prolonged sitting or standing.
I feel that soothingness in my calves and in my ankles, but they can make my feet feel good after 300 miles on the road, and they got to be good for anybody else.
Enhanced compression around the arch and ankles for extra support and relief of muscle aches and pains. And a soft, shock-absorbing footbed for all-day comfort.
All that arch pain that I typically have is just relieved.
They are super comfortable.
They do the job. They're easy and they're effective. That's the whole point of wearing them.
Commercials always promise, promise, promise. This was something easy to try. Just put on a sock, see if it works. I have to say that I'm a fan.
The first ever Easy On, Easy Off compression socks with hydrating ingredients, worn by thousands of essential workers across the U.S. Order your Energy Plus compression socks online now at GetEnergyPlus.com for only $19.99 or call 1-800-515-8892. Order right now and get a second pair free.
I get compression, I get comfort, all in one sock.
Motorcycle guys appreciate the better technology. This is better technology.
Feel the power of CopperFit.
I sent your new prescription to the pharmacy.
Any idea how much it will cost?
You have a choice. Insurance or GoodRx?
I have insurance.
Insurance is not what it used to be. People struggle to get their prescriptions covered, and prices keep rising. I recommend GoodRx. You get free coupons to save on your prescriptions. Compare prices to find the best discounts.
GoodRx. Smart.
Stop paying too much for your prescriptions. Download the free app today.
Work. It's what drives the economy and keeps our country humming. American workers in American factories, designing, engineering, and manufacturing high-quality products right here on our shores. At WeatherTech, we've been doing it for decades, building all our factories and providing great jobs right here at home. We're proud to say that when you look at a WeatherTech floor liner, cargo liner, or even cup foam, and ask yourself, where was it made? The answer will always be in America. WeatherTech.com.
War Room, Pandemic with Stephen K. Bannon.
The epidemic is a demon, and we cannot let this demon hide.
War Room, Pandemic. Here's your host, Stephen K. Bannon.
Okay, we're going to have Rudy G. We're going to have Bill McGinley. We're going to have Richard Barris. We're going to have the legal side for you, the polling, what's going on. I'm just getting word now from our analytics department that Biden finished up an early vote in Arizona +3. Doomsday scenario. I was doing Arizona radio from the crack of dawn, and I'm telling you, they are coming out in droves. The deplorables are representing. Jack Maxey, you've been deep into the hard drive from hell. You're the guy that bought the president 10 days as you drove Joe Biden. They put the lid on his campaign, drove him to ground. Today's not a day for the hard drive, because we know the hard drive is going to get a special prosecutor on it. But what are your thoughts? You know Florida and Pennsylvania. You're from Pennsylvania. You live in Florida. You know the Puerto Rican crowd down there. What is going on in Miami-Dade? I am gobsmacked by what I'm seeing.
Well, I think, number one, what you're seeing people who have direct experience with socialist governments expressing themselves at the polls. And one thing, when we talk about Puerto Ricans, particularly Puerto Ricans who live on the island, I'm not talking about ones who live in New York for the last 50, 60 years. I'm talking people who live there. You cannot discount the influence of the large number of Cuban people who actually live in Puerto Rico. They make up a very important part of the population down there. And their experience is shared widely. I mean, there's a joke in Puerto Rico that nobody had boats until all of the Cubans started moving there. And the Cubans say, we're never going to live anywhere without a boat in the future, because they know what it was like to have to escape from tyranny. So I think that most of the Puerto Ricans that I know are very cognizant of what happened to their good friends, many of whom are their neighbors and their siblings, wives, etc., from Cuba. So I think that the Puerto Ricans are going to go with Donald Trump. I have no doubt about that. I think that the Venezuelans who are living in South Florida right now are definitely going to go with Donald Trump. I think that they've been waiting for more than 2 decades to see the end of the horror that's happened in their country. Same could be said of the people in Honduras and in Nicaragua, El Salvador, Latin America, people of all nations down there. They understand the risk of going in this direction. And I think they're going to come out and they're going to vote for Donald Trump. I think it's a sea change. And, Steve, I want to also say this. I think the Democrats have failed in almost all of these targeted groups that they want, because they fail to recognize the humanity of these individuals and fail to see them as people with different national experiences, different ethnicities. They just see someone with a Spanish surname and they check the box. And I think that's been a real failure for them. And hopefully we're going to capture these large group of people for the Republican Party going forward forever.
Okay, we're going to give you signal, not noise. I want everybody in our audience to make sure you follow today Mike Roman, his Twitter feed. He is the field operations commander of the legal aspect, and particularly the poll watching election officials for the Trump campaign. You must follow him today. He's got breaking news all over. I talked to him extensively early this morning. He said Democrats have never seen anything like this. The Trump apparatus, the army of Trump, has shown up everywhere in precincts, Democratic precincts. They've never seen a Republican before, and they don't like it. There's all type of nonsense already going on. People taking guys into voting booths to show them how to vote, posters up, illegally in voting areas. So Mike Roman and the team are on it. Go to his Twitter feed. He's breaking news. Also, Rick Grinnell. My phone is blowing up right now. There's all types of issues going on where in Philadelphia, and people are saying already, where's the FBI? Where is the Justice Department? Where are these guys on top of these Democratic strongholds to be on top of this? Okay, they are not going to steal this from the deplorables. I don't care if Rachel Maddow and Anderson Cooper wet themselves right over this. Last night, this is the tell. I want everybody to understand this. Last night, the Rachel Maddow show, they didn't have Democratic operatives on there saying, "Hey, this is so amazing. Everybody's turning out. Our early vote was all low propensity voters. All our high propensity voters coming out there." Not one person on Rachel Maddow last night was about the enthusiasm of the Democratic Party, for enthusiasm for Biden. You know what she had? Started off with, guess what? Read Bob Bauer, right? His father lit up during the McCarthy hearings by Trump's lawyer, Roy Cohn. Bob Bauer up there, another bad hombre, okay? A slick lawyer trying to, all his shenanigans, right? These are the types of guys that steal elections, okay? Then followed by the AG of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, Shapiro, running for governor. He should be recused immediately. They should go into court, throw this guy out. The biggest voter suppression we've seen is that guy's on there. That guy's on there and talking about. He's talking about. If you count, all the votes are for Biden. Trump will lose. This is the Attorney General of the state of Pennsylvania. Right, he should be off the scene right now. He's number 2 on Rachel Maddow. Then they had a guest appearance by the Attorney General had a clip from her trash talking the Trump campaign. Then they had basically a infomercial for the street thugs, the volunteers, the organization is going to put pressure, street pressure. My point. They understand they can't represent on game day. They understand the early vote didn't go their way. They can't win with things called votes. Okay? So they got to bring in the lawfare piece of it, the social media piece of it, the media apparatus piece of it, the street thug piece of it. You know what it sounds like? The Transition Integrity Project. That's what Rachel Maddow was on last night. Not one Democrat, not one person called a voter, or not even people that deal with voters saying, man, it's so pumped up, we're so jacked up, we're going. That thing in Flint, Michigan, 200 pre-selected people, I think, went to the Flint, Michigan. Oh, but no to Obama. You hurt your brand, brother. You got no juice, no excitement. Down in Miami, nobody's showing up. Trump's got 54,000 people in Butler, Pennsylvania. I don't even know, hey, 54,000 people. find Butler, Pennsylvania. Right? These things, it's spontaneous. They have a 60-mile caravan in Arizona. 90 miles self-organizing. Crickets from the media. The media does not want to report that the forgotten man and woman has stood up and said, hey, cosmopolitan elites, right? Even Bernie Sanders sitting there whining, Bernie, don't want to hear from you. The reason we got the hard drive from him, we got to break this stuff so late in the game, is you didn't do your job. Once again, a pillow fight. Every Bernie supporter, you are suckers. All that money you sent him, all those small donors that drove it, and he's sitting there yammering on. They played some clip this morning. Bernie's sitting there going, you know, Biden's going to be a lot more progressive. Bernie, one, he's not going to win. Two, he shouldn't be the candidate. You should be. If you had a set, which you don't have, whoever backed that guy the second time, you're a sucker, right? Bernie did not protect the field. Bernie did not go after Joe Biden. Joe Biden's compromise, his corruption, the debauchery, the whole deal. Shouldn't be Jack Maxey putting up the evidence with 10 days to go. He and Noah Benjamin, the war room crowd, working nonstop. It should have been you, Bernie. Any working individual, man or woman, that is going to go to the polls today, you got to make your decision. We're not here to tell you how to vote. We're here to give you information to make you more informed when you do vote. And I want you to embrace exactly what happened here and see your brothers and sisters in this spontaneous revolt against the oligarchs in Silicon Valley, against your betters in the media, against your lord and masters on Wall Street, right? Why do you think Trump's such a big hit with Lao Beijing? Jack Maxey, Raheem Kassam do the GTV show the other day. People are still their hair on fire in China, how it explodes. We do it last night. Bernie Carrick, myself, I think Rudy's tonight, or Rudy was last night. Tonight they're going to be brought because the working class people are there going, hey, this sounds like something I can support, right?
And, you know, the working class, the Bernie bros, if you will, they have to understand the same forces that have conspired against Donald Trump since he won the election 4 years ago are the same exact forces that conspired against Bernie Sanders and have conspired against the American worker for the last 50 years. So think about that as you go to the polls. You know, just like a lot of people were walked in when Obama first ran and they were kind of like, well, you know, it might be. This is the time for you to embrace that and pull the right lever.
What Jack Maxey's talking about is the managed decline. This is not a free fall. It's a managed decline by our elites, by the coastal elites. And finally, Bernie comes out yesterday. You know, his people have been listening to War Room, said, Bernie, man, you got to watch it. These populists on the right, they're catching, you know, people are paying attention. You guys are, he comes out there, you know, there's too many coastal elites associated with Biden. Bernie, I don't want to hear it. You had two shots, not one shot. You had two pillow fights. Two pillow fights. Pocahontas, where were you? You're supposed to be tougher than that. You're supposed to be tougher than that. Unbelievable. Raheem, what do you? I know you're on fire over there. That you're blowing up. We got all kind of Twitter feeds coming in here throughout the country, particularly these polling places. Tell me what's going on in Pennsylvania and where's Posobiec? The one time you need Posobiec, you can't find him. No, he's probably. I know he's in the middle of something. Yep.
Yeah, when Posobiec goes to ground, you know something's up, and something's up, and there is. I think we have a video that we can even throw to here from Pennsylvania from this morning. I want to make sure that we get this because you're already getting the funny business, and you're seeing it, by the way. And we've got Natalie Winters in the National Pulse office all day long, going through, monitoring, seeing what's breaking on social media, who's doing what the complaints are. And I was speaking to a man this morning who reported to me that his polling station in Lucerne County in Pennsylvania was due to open at 7 a.m., but didn't actually open until 7:50 a.m. That's 10 to 8 in the morning. And because of a failure, some system failure inside when they got inside, the first vote wasn't actually cast, he says, until about 8:30. Nearly 40 minutes past 8.
Working people can't wait that long.
They've got to go to work.
Got to go to work.
So look, I want to show this video right here from what happened this morning outside a polling station in Pennsylvania.
You're not letting me in? Well, what? No. That's why I tell you, call the police. Do it. If you legal, call the cops.
The city guy is using the bathroom. He'll be there. Call that number.
Tell him to call somebody. I have a citywide watcher certificate. And it's not for this location. No, it's not for this. It's not. Is this the city of Philadelphia? This is the city of Philadelphia. This is the city of Philadelphia. This is the city of Philadelphia. You wanted to talk. You wanted to talk outside. Let's talk.
Hello, I'm William Shatner, and you may not know this about me, but years ago, I was diagnosed with a sleep disorder. And like millions of others, I was prescribed sleep equipment. Did you know sleep equipment manufacturers recommend daily cleaning? That's why I use SoClean 2. It's the perfect complement to my daily routine, and it's hassle-free. SoClean 2 is fast and easy. It keeps my sleep equipment fresh every day without the need for disassembly. To keep the immune system strong, we should do everything we can to ensure a good night's sleep, including using the SoClean 2 daily to keep sleep equipment fresh. Try SoClean 2 risk-free for 30 nights. Order now and get $50 off. SoClean 2 is so fast and gives you peace of mind that your sleep equipment is fresh each time you use it. Call the number on your screen or go to SoClean2.com to take advantage of this risk-free trial and get $50 off. Call now.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, and I'm here to tell you about my new product from MyPillow. Towels that actually work. Watch this absorbency test. Here's another towel that we randomly went out and bought. Here's one of my towels with the nice design. I don't know if you can see this, but you could line a swimming pool with this. I mean, this is crazy. Get rid of it. Towels that actually work. What a concept.
I really love the towels. They're really great. They're super absorbent.
Go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen right now. The new MyPillow towels are exclusively made with 100% USA combed cotton with proprietary technology and with maximum absorbency. They dry you faster and are guaranteed to work. And listen to this. Use the promo code on your screen and Mike will include a second full towel set with bath towel, hand towel, and washcloth absolutely free. That's 2 MyPillow towel sets for the price of 1 in your choice of color.
I personally guarantee they're going to be the best towels you'll ever own.
Order now.
This is the kind of card that has America talking. With it, people with Medicare are getting all-in-one coverage for their doctor visits, hospital care, prescription drugs, and more. This kind of insurance, called Medicare Part C, may also cover dental care, eyeglasses, hearing aids, fitness programs, vitamins, even healthy meals and rides to the doctor. With this kind of coverage, you do not need a Medicare supplement insurance plan. You will access your benefits through your Medicare Part C plan for one low and oftentimes $0 monthly plan premium. You deserve to get the most from your Medicare benefits. Call now for free information that may help you get more coverage for less money. There is no obligation to enroll. Whether for yourself or someone you love, call the number on the screen now. Call now.
War Room Pandemic with Stephen K. Bannon.
The epidemic is a demon, and we cannot let this demon hide.
War Room Pandemic. Here's your host, Stephen K. Bannon.
The paper of record of the Party of Davos, the paper of record of the globalists, the paper of record of the apparatus is the Financial Times of London, and you can see their headline today that Democrats are defiant about Trump's challenge to postal votes. That means the mail-in votes. Well, they got to embrace the suck, because right now you're seeing throughout the country a massive, massive turnout for President Trump in the rural areas and the ex-urban areas and even in some of the suburban areas. I just got a contact. My phone is blowing up from Kempsville in near Virginia Beach. Normally it takes 10 minutes, even on a big thing, to go in and vote. 2-hour wait, all deplorables. John Fredericks told us Virginia's going to be tight. He said it already. In Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, where he's got people on the ground, you're seeing it. Now I want to bring in America's mayor, Mayor Rudy Giuliani. Do we have him on phone? Oh, we got him Skype. You got looking good. Is
Here I am.
Rudy, Mayor coming. I tell you, Mayor. So give us your assessment of where this campaign is today.
When you wear a sweater, it means I'm very relaxed.
It's your new Mr. Rogers look. You're America's
Mr.
favorite
Rogers,
uncle.
No. Mr. Rogers is not my kind of guy. But no, I'm very relaxed. I'm feeling good. I like everything I hear. from all the people I talk to.
So tell us, give us that. Give us some. Give it.
Well,
give us.
you,
what are you hearing?
Well, here's my theory, and then I'll tell you what I'm hearing. My theory is this is 1980. So 1980 was really tight. Reagan didn't come on really until the last week. And I'm not sure he ever really had a lead in the polls. Last weekend, they were basically tied with Carter a little ahead. Then he won by like 9 or 10 points because the momentum going into it just swept right through. And that used to be Nixon's theory, that momentum is the key in a presidential race. The guy who has the momentum going into the election overperforms. Everything I feel, everything I see, we have the momentum. We always had a little bit, 3-4 point undercount of Trump. But this time I think it's much stronger than that. I don't think this is like 4 years ago. I think it's much stronger. I wouldn't be surprised.
I think it's much stronger. Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised seeing him win some states, more decisively than we're worried about.
Look, we're very worried about tight votes everywhere, as you and I have talked about ad nauseum. But I got to tell you, here's why you're seeing the surge. Biden had a chance to put this away. I was doing Ohio radio today. Biden had a chance to put this away 4 weeks ago, right after the first debate and around the time the president had COVID. He had the opportunity to put this thing away in Ohio and didn't do it. He did not. They went into Ohio. They didn't close the deal. He didn't close in Florida. He didn't close in Pennsylvania. He never closed the deal. And then the hard drive from hell came out, and here's what the hard drive from hell did. From the day the New York Post put up the first story, Biden put a lid on the campaign. He had 2, I think maybe 3 small events in 10 days. He went to ground because he couldn't answer any of the questions, and he was shocked. His team is not hardened. They're not like the Clintons. They can't punch back immediately. They went and hid. That gave Trump the 10 days to get traction, to get the message, to dominate the airways, to start to have these massive rallies. That momentum's gone all the way through to today, and you're seeing a massive turnout on game day. And the other thing is that the Democrats, and we said this, we had the pandemic show, we could see how the mainstream media's mass hysteria traumatized the Democrats. You saw this in New York in June with the ballots. 30% of the ballots were not certifiable. You saw this. All of them want to vote by mail. And now what they've done is cannibalize their game day vote. They don't have a physical apparatus. Bill stepping in the team, put money with the campaign's got no money, but they put money where they need to put it in ground game. That is door knocks,
right? Exactly.
Phone banks, getting guys out. Rudy, the question I want to ask you, because you were mayor of the city of the cosmopolitan elites. That would be New York City. What is it? How are they going to be able to handle? Even if we don't get to a victory, just keep it close, because today in Drudge, you got Scott Rasmussen's got him down by 15. This guy's got him down by 10. They're expecting not a defeat. They're expecting a blowout. They want to destroy the Trump movement tonight. What happens when that doesn't happen, sir?
Well, aside from the riots, we can talk about that separately, it'll be a fabulous, fabulous month or two for the psychiatrists in New York. In fact, if I was a psychiatrist, I'd triple my rate right now. Like you do during a holiday. I mean, they'll be all running to their psychiatrists. They'll be got to be a big run on psychological drugs. Wow, they're going to need it. I mean, if you can't. I mean, these guys are a bunch of pansies anyway. They can't take difficulty. So yeah, they're going to be totally, and also they're going to be sucking up like crazy. This will be the easiest inauguration to fund ever. The money will come in over.
Well, I'm not sure. Let's talk about the riots. I'm not sure you're going to have an inauguration. You're not going to have one in the Capitol. I'm telling you, because this is going to be an armed camp. They're not going away. Last night on Rachel Maddow, they didn't have one Democratic voter, not one activist saying, "Hey, we got people coming out. People are so stoked." They started with Bob Bauer, the legal head of the whole, war room for them, the legal head of the Biden campaign, talking smack. They then had the Attorney General Shapiro, who should be recused immediately for voter suppression, talking about, he's saying, hey, Trump's going to lose because we're going to go count every vote. Then they had an infomercial on the protest movement to put pressure from the outside. Tell us what's going to happen tonight. What's the president? You're the president's lawyer. You're his wartime consigliere. Tell us what's going to happen tonight, and what are they going to do on lawfare? What are they going to do on social media? What are they going to do in the streets?
mean, what they are going to do or what we're going to do? What they're going to do is this.
Take it either way.
You sort of had no choice on the part of law enforcement, but basically boarding up all these stores, you're inviting a riot. So I think you're going to get one either way. I don't think it matters. The people who riot, I mean, there's a certain group, the Antifa and the BLM, who are the professional rioters. But then there's the whole group that comes in and, you know, this is the way they get their liquor, and this is the way they get their televisions, and this is the way they get their bikes, and this is the way they get, I mean, they're thieves. This is an invitation to them. They see the stores boarded up. City's ready for a riot. Let's give them one. So I think it might be worse if Trump wins, but it might not be terribly different if he doesn't. Remember a couple of times the Chicago Bulls won the NBA championship? They won, and Chicago rioted. Who riots when your team wins, except people who like to riot? So I think we're going to face that one way or the other. I think if he wins, it'll be over within a day or two.
What do you mean if he wins? You mean when he wins? Is he going to go into the? Is he going to go in the East Room or in the Oval Office tonight? Tweet out, "Hey, I won," after Ohio and Florida falls. What is he going to do tonight to drive the narrative?
My advice, I think it's the same as yours, Steve, is if it's credible, if he credibly has won these states, he should claim victory. He doesn't have to count it. I mean, I said that to a reporter somewhere or other, and he said to me, well, doesn't every vote have to be counted? We never count every vote. We never. I'm not sure we ever even count any votes. But certainly on election night, presidents claim victory when it's quite clear they've got a sufficient margin that you just can't overdo it. There are two ways he can have that margin. One is he could be ahead by 10% in enough states, or he can have multiple states. In other words, like he did last time, you'd have to overturn 3, 4, 5 states in order to change it. And that doesn't happen unless you cheat. And we're not going to let him cheat. So if he has a credible...
How you not, Rudy, how are you not going to let him cheat? This is how they steal elections. How you got Bauer, you've got the AG who's already cheating. He's already guilty of voter suppression. The most massive voter suppression we've had is the Attorney General of Pennsylvania, probably the most important state in this entire thing, says, Trump's lost, Biden's already won, right? We just got to count the votes like we want to count them.
That's a great statement. If we have to litigate in Pennsylvania, that's how you start your lawsuit, right? I mean, that's a great way to start a lawsuit, particularly if you get to the Supreme Court. I mean, they decided he can't win on Election Day, even if he got every vote. So what are they telling you? They're telling you in advance, we're going to cheat. They have no idea what the vote's going to be. I mean, they've made some statements that are already exceedingly damaging, particularly Hillary's. Do not concede under any circumstances. I know this is ridiculous, but suppose he's ahead in every state by 10 points. He's not going to concede. That's basically what she said. She said, we have a plan to cheat. If we can't win it, we'll cheat. So I think that he has to declare victory, if a president under these circumstances normally would. And I think I like starting from there rather than starting from, oh, gee, we don't know who won. If he wins tonight, it looks to me like he has every right to claim that he's the winner, and that the rest of these ballots are going to kind of fall in line on some percentage, but not enough to overturn things. And remember, the whole idea that the Democrats are leading in the early vote is based on registration. Well, we know in Florida that a lot of Democrats are voting for him. A lot of those Latino votes are Democrat votes. They're voting for him. A lot of the blue collar people in Pennsylvania, they're voting for him. I mean, when I ran for mayor, and when you win in a Democratic area, you get a lot of Democratic votes. So you just can't assume because it's 70% Democrat and 30% Republican, it's going to come out 70-30. And none of the Republicans are going to vote for him, for Biden. So I don't think these early votes are going to be as bad as they think. We shouldn't assume it. And we should assume if he has a credible lead, a point or more, we'll call the state. And he should put it in his column. And we start off from there. And then he should claim victory.
What time tonight Mayor Rudy Giuliani, the president's lawyer, his wartime consigliere, at what time between 10 p.m. and 11 p.m. does the president of the United States claim victory?
Can't say yet. I mean, I think they would really criticize us if we said, we know in advance when we're going to do it. Because I think we have to consider it, look at it, see what we're presented with. I mean, as early as possible, get the suspense over for the American people. It's been rare in recent years that we've been able to do it by 10 or 11. I mean, usually you tried to do it for the 10. I remember when I was running for mayor, we would always try to do it for the 10 or 11 o'clock news. But might be able to.
I was going to say. I was going to pick a random number, 10:45, right before the 11 o'clock news.
I mean,
just a random number.
Ideal. That would be ideal, Steve. But
thank you.
Look, it's possible. Anything is.
There's no conspiracies, but there are also no coincidences.
If my hunch is correct, and we're going to start seeing numbers that are much better than we thought, we'll know that right away. We'll see that places he might have lost big or closer, places that he was going to win by 1, he's winning by 3 or 4. So I think we can see that within the first hour or two.
Mayor, we got 20. Yeah, Mayor, we got 30 seconds, real quick. Mayor, real quickly, 30 seconds.
By 1 or by 3?
At least 1. The guy's saying 3, but Northeast Pennsylvania,
you're going to have a landslide.
Okay, Northeast Pennsylvania, you got 15 seconds. Does he carry Northeast Pennsylvania, yes or no?
Yeah, he carries Northeast Pennsylvania because Philadelphia is definitely suppressed. Some of the suburbs are going to come back. And then when you get a little north of Northeast Pennsylvania, he owns it. I mean, that's his territory. So I think I don't think he's going to come. I don't think he's going to come out of Philadelphia with that big, burden of having to overcome it in the rest of the state. He'll have a burden.
Mayor.
Unless
Mayor,
we're really wrong about the black vote.
Do you have any idea how your mattress affects your body and how well you sleep? Is it too hard or too soft, causing you to wake up with sore shoulders, back, or hips? Are you uncomfortable because you're too hot or too cold? Now you can get the total body support you need and the better sleep you want with the new MyPillow mattress topper.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell. When I invented my new MyPillow mattress topper, I made it to have everything you'd ever want in a topper. My mattress topper helps give you the support you need, helps relieve your pressure points, and regulates your body temperature for you as an individual. It comes with a 10-year warranty. You can wash and dry the cover. It's made in the USA, and I back it with my 60-day money-back guarantee.
Go to MyPillow.com or call now to get your very own MyPillow mattress topper. Use the promo code and Mike will give you 30% off and 2 standard MyPillows absolutely free. Order now.
MyPillow topper delivers on its promise to give me a better night's sleep.
I can sleep all night through, and it's a miracle for me.
Mike's exclusive 3-layer design starts with a layer of MyPillow foam, providing you superior support and comfort. The second layer of transitional foam evenly distributes body weight and helps relieve uncomfortable pressure points for optimal comfort. Mike's ultra soft outer layer is a patented temperature regulating cover that helps keep you at your ideal sleeping temperature all night long. Unlike other sleep systems costing thousands, the MyPillow mattress topper takes comfort to a whole new level without any wires, remotes, or moving parts. Call now or go to MyPillow.com to order your MyPillow topper. Use the promo code to save 30%. When you do, Mike will give you 2 of his standard MyPillows absolutely free. That's right, 2 standard MyPillows free and 30% off your MyPillow topper today. Order now.
I personally guarantee it's going to change your bed into the most comfortable bed you'll ever own.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit MyPillow.com.
Hello, I'm William Shatner, and you may not know this about me, but years ago, I was diagnosed with a sleep disorder. And like millions of others, I was prescribed sleep equipment. Did you know sleep equipment manufacturers recommend daily cleaning? That's why I use SoClean 2. It's the perfect complement to my daily routine, and it's hassle-free. SoClean 2 is fast and easy. It keeps my sleep equipment fresh every day without the need for disassembly. To keep the immune system strong, we should do everything we can to ensure a good night's sleep, including using the SoClean 2 daily to keep sleep equipment fresh. Try SoClean 2 risk-free for 30 nights. Order now and get $50 off. SoClean 2 is so fast and gives you peace of mind that your sleep equipment is fresh each time you use it. Call the number on your screen or go to SoClean2.com to take advantage of this risk-free trial and get $50 off. Call now.
War Room Pandemic with Stephen K. Bannon.
The epidemic is a demon, and we cannot let this demon hide.
War Room Pandemic. Here's your host, Stephen K. Bannon.
Okay, we're going to be breaking news all the hours. When everybody hang there, we got every polling place covered. We got Mike Roman, Rick Grinnell's on fire, Posobiec, we're tracking everybody. John Frederick's got a whole network of folks there. Raheem, you're going to update us in a second on you want to go to McGinley? You got it right now.
Well, yeah, I think we've got it right now. Look, we're seeing across Pennsylvania weird things happening at polling stations. So we played in the last segment the one of the official poll watcher, and I've seen his actual poll watcher card. It should have given him access all across the state to go in and look, and they wouldn't let him into the polling station. There's more videos coming out now of people not allowing Republican poll watchers into the places they're supposed to be looking at. And I think, Vish, do we have the thing? I want to make sure that we show this because there are signs at polling locations in Philadelphia right now that we're looking at that have the official Democrat voting ticket as posters that are being posted on as you're walking into the polling locations, but also there are images from inside the polling locations, and it says vote Philly first, and it says Biden, Harris, and then it's got the rest of the Democratic ticket on this poster. And that is not allowed. That is not supposed to be happening, but we're seeing that now at voting locations across Philadelphia and wider Pennsylvania. As I said, Lucerne County, you had a polling station open late. We're still waiting to hear back from the local elections board about that one. I wonder, can we get these images up?
I also want to report, I'm in direct conversation with Mike Roman. Mike Roman's the head chief operations officer of this. His quote to me, the Democrats have never seen anything like this. They have poll watchers all over Philadelphia, all over Detroit, all over Minneapolis, and places that they've never done. And his quote is, it's like ripping up a floor and seeing all the bugs scatter. So this is what we're seeing now. We're going to work with the guys in Denver and try to get as much. We got tons of footage. We're going to try to get more footage up. Let's go to Bill McGinley as Raheem and Denver work out to try to get this up. Mike Roman is saying that the Democrats are in full meltdown right now. You know why? They've got the deplorables on their case, up close and personal. Rachel Maddow, Chris Cuomo, Zucker, Anderson Cooper, go wet yourself, okay? Clutch your pearls and wet yourself. The deplorables are here, and they're gonna put the hairy eyeball on you constantly in these polling places. That's not voter suppression. That's to make sure that this is fair and square. It's a fair and square deal. By the way, if you want to send all your poll watchers in and watch the deplorables vote, bring it. Deplorables don't need to be walked in and inside a curtain and have a guy tell them how to vote. If you want to come to every polling place that got deplorables, please come, do it. It's supposed to be rules and regulations. You're signed off, but deplorables welcome that. They welcome you to come and watch the glory of the forgotten man and woman telling the elites in this country, guess what? You're not in charge. We're in charge. And you want to see that? Go to a polling place. Send your poll watchers. The deplorables want that. What they want is you to come and watch them, because they're going to be watching you. The hairy eyeball is going to be on you today. Mike Roman's got a team all over the country, and they weren't expecting it, and they're meltdown. Sorry, not sorry. Okay, let's bring in Bill McGinley.
Well, just one more thing on top of that is that not just that the team, the official teams have looked into this, but ordinary deplorables from all around the country have answered the call of watching the polls, going there themselves, taking video, taking pictures of things that they see incorrectly, and they're reporting
I know, but you have to be careful. To be a poll watcher, there's a requirement. You got to get sign off.
Sure, I'm saying they answered the call and registered.
But, okay, fine. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. As long as you registered, hey, go for it. If you just get an idea, I want to go do poll watch, just show. Hang on, we got some more footage.
Yeah, no, these are the pictures I'm talking about of the. You can see the Biden-Harris posters posted above the door as you're going into vote.
It's pure arrogance. It's pure arrogance. That's just in your face. Hey, here's the way you're supposed to vote, and this is what they treat Democratic voters like. You guys are just supposed to show up and vote down tickets. It's a disgrace. I hope every Democrat just embraces exactly what they're trying to do to you.
Steve, this is a great moment for all those good people that we know are trapped in some of these urban areas and trapped by the oppression that the Democratic Party has created for these people. This is a moment where you guys get to see how these people care about you, how they care about your vote, and how they care about the process. It's about power, people. It's not about saving West Philadelphia. It's not about turning Gary, Indiana into an economic powerhouse like Donald Trump is trying to do with economic empowerment zones. It's about power. They don't care about you. So you're watching now what they do, but now it's in the open. Take back your cities, people. Join our team.
Okay. I want to have now bring in Bill McGinley. Bill McGinley joins us as our legal expert. It's been weeks ahead of all these developments. Rachel Maddow last night has all lawyers on about lawsuits, about voter suppression by the AG of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Bill, and you see today, you're the first one to call and say they're going to have affidavits flying all over, lawsuits flying all over. Where do we stand on game day, sir?
The most important thing right now is transparency is righteous. Republican poll watchers should be in every precinct polling place, observing the vote, reporting any issues. If anything, any skullduggery is going on, they should report it into the legal hotlines so that the lawyers can either march to court or deal with the election administrator to correct the issue. Look, we talked about this the other day. We need to make sure that our people are in a condition to turn out and vote today. Today is our day. And we need everybody showing up to the polls, casting their ballot, allocate enough time to stand in line, but you need to vote. And you need to call your family and friends who haven't voted yet and get them out to the polls. This is turnout day. This is the day that the election is going to be won or lost. If you see some of the anecdotal evidence from all of the quote-unquote experts, they're starting to sit back and second-guess the predictions that they were making last night on TV and on social media. They're saying we haven't seen this. In Democratic strongholds, they're saying Republicans are overperforming. So they're starting to sit back and wonder whether they should have made some of the predictions they did. Long way to go today, but we need to get out and vote. Please make sure that you do this. Don't wake up tomorrow morning and wish that you would have taken the time to do it. Do it. Get out and vote. Transparency is the key. The campaign and the RNC and the state parties were absolutely right to go out and recruit the tens of thousands of volunteers to observe the election process. Why? Because transparency results in free and fair elections. In free and fair elections, we can all have confidence in the results. So these people need to stay there. If they can't stay there the whole day, we need shifts.
Bill, thank you very much for joining us. We'll get your Twitter handle up in the next segment. Bill McGinley, who's been weeks ahead of the Transition Integrity Project of exposing exactly how the Democratic left and the globalists and the elites are trying to steal this election from the deplorables. We're going to turn with General McInerney on War and Pandemic in a moment.
Stay tuned to get a free pan from Granite Stone. Stuck on eggs, burnt on batter. You can scrub and scrape, but you can't escape the nightmare of your sticky pans. Introducing the Granite Stone Pan, the all-new durable non-stick pan. No butter or oil needed. Watch, we melted down these sticky candies in Granite Stone, and it just doesn't stick. We cooked a half a dozen eggs, bacon, cheese, and tomato breakfast with no butter or oil, and it just doesn't stick. Look, caramels, chocolate, and cheese. Unreal for any other pan, but not for Granite Stone. It just doesn't stick. Granite Stone will be the last pan you'll ever need because it's pressed from a solid aluminum disc for even heat conduction, then coated 3 times with our durable Granite Stone finish. Granite Stone is metal utensil safe and won't scratch. And talk about non-stick. This salmon cooked skin side down with no added butter or oil just doesn't stick. This steak is perfectly seared just like the pros. And because Granite Stone is oven rated to 500 degrees, we bake this upside down pan pizza to perfection, and it just doesn't stick. Fire Flambe Delicious Cherries Jubilee. Plus it's PFOA free and 100% dishwasher safe. Call or go online to get your Granite Stone pan for the special TV discount price of just $19.99. Granite Stone is so durable it comes with a 10-year warranty. And with every order, you're going to get a Granite Stone single-serve egg pan absolutely free. It's the perfect size for personalized eggs, omelets, or frittatas that slide right out. It makes the best bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich quick. Yours absolutely free. We'll even ship your entire order free. That's right, free shipping. You get it all, an incredible value. Here's how to order.
To order, call 1-800-850-0237. That's 1-800-850-0237, or order online at buygranitestone.com. That's 1-800-850-0237. Call now.